Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video on my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the NBA games for Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. They're going to be by request only, so I'm not going to go over all of them. It's just going to be the ones that were requested on my Patreon. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the games. I actually got to set up a screen share. There we go. Hide the bottom there. Okay, so we're going to be looking at 6 games today. We're going to be doing the Celtics and the Hornets, the Suns and the Heat, the Hawks and the Bucks, the Knicks and the Mavericks, Raptors and the Spurs, and then to finish it off, the Nuggets and the Kings. So we have 6 games that I'm going to be looking at that was requested of me. So we're going to check those out. Let me bring up the other side here. So on this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers, number specific for the game. The way they have it structured here is I have the road team up top, their coach's record, their season record, their road record, any other notes I want to add. In the middle is the head-to-head record between the two teams, all-time, regular season, and for this season in particular. And then at the bottom is the home team, their season record, their coach's record, their home record, any other notes I want to add. So let's scroll up to the Celtics and the Hornets. We're going to start it off with those guys. The Celtics and the Hornets. Let me turn off my background light really quick. All right. So Hornets versus the Celtics. All right. So we're going to start with the home team. I'm going to show you some numbers for the home team to win this game, and then we're going to go over some numbers for the road team to win this game. So starting off with the Hornets, if the Hornets were going to win this game, one thing that could be in favor for the Hornets would be their coach. This is 316th regular season game for his career, and he can sit on 158 regular season losses as a coach for the Hornets with a win. I bring that up because today is the 361st day of the Gregorian. It's the 6th day, or not the Gregorian. It's the 361st day of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar. It's also the 6th day of the 13th month of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar. 613, 361. Both of them are just anagrams of 316. And it's a day with 158 date numerology on it. And Hornets coach can sit on that 158. He would get his 128th regular season win as a coach for the Hornets. And today is March 9th, written 3/9, like 39. And the number 39 sums to 128. Hornets can get their 49th all-time head-to-head win against the Celtics. If you write out the number 49. 49 sums to 126, 54, 117, 45. Well, today has a 54 date numerology on the Gregorian, and it also sums to 126, 54, and 45. So Hornets can pick up that 49th all-time head-to-head win. The Celtics would sit on 39 wins for the season on March 9th, 3/9, like 39, with the loss. And it's the Celtics' 33rd away game. It's the Hornets' 33rd home game. Hornets can easily just get that 33rd win for the season. At the same time, though, if we look towards the Celtics winning this game, the Hornets could pick up their 35th loss for the season. And the thing about the number 39 and 35 is they're identical in all 4 base ciphers. Today being March 9th, 3/9, could go against the Hornets as they get that 35th loss. 35, 39 are identical in all 4 base ciphers. In regards to the Hornets coach, 316th regular season game, he can sit on that 158, of course, and is as a coach for the Hornets. But at the same time, he could get his 179th loss regular season all time for his career. 179, I did that too dark. 179 is the 41st prime number Again, this is the 361st day of the Hebrew religious, 6th day of the 13th month, 613, 316, 316, 361, all just anagrams of each other. Well, it's a day with 41 date numerology, and 179 is the 41st prime number. Hornets coach would continue to sit on 137 wins, the 33rd prime number in the 33rd home game, instead of getting their 33rd win for the season. What else? Hornets can even the score 2-2 head-to-head against Celtics, or they could become fall 1-3, like 13. If the Hornets coach does get his 179th loss, the 41st prime number, 41 is the 13th prime number, so it could make sense for them to fall 1-3 head-to-head against the Celtics. Celtics would be 3-1 head-to-head against the Hornets for the season, like 31. And Hornets coach would sit on 127 wins regular season as a coach for the Hornets, the 31st prime number. That's kind of what I just have for this one. It is the fourth and last head-to-head matchup between these two teams. Celtics could get their fourth win in a row as they get their 40th win for the season, which kind of looks like a 4. All right, let's move on to the Heat versus the Suns. Heat versus the Suns. Let's start with the home team, the Heat. If the Heat were going to win this game, I spelled it as Heats. If the Heat were going to win this game, today does have 54 date numerology on the Gregorian. 54 sums to 45, 45, 54, just reflections of each other. Heat can get their 45th win for the season. It's their 67th game for the season. It's the 67th all-time head-to-head matchup between these two teams. It's the 6th day of the 7th month on the Hebrew civil calendar, like 67. If you write out the number 67, it sums to 45. And so that would go along with Heat picking up their 45th win for this season. It's the 31st home game for the Heat. It's the 31st away game for the Suns. Heat can get that 31st all-time head-to-head win against the Suns to go with. And what else? This is the second and last head-to-head match between these two teams. 2-0. I didn't see anything really connecting to the number 20. I guess Suns could sit on 52 wins for the season on the 68th day of the Gregorian. 68 sums to 52. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's what I got so far. All right, well, let's look at the Suns then. If the Suns were going to win this game, you can go back to the 31s. 31st away game, 31st home game, 31 the 11th prime number. Suns can even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Heat for the season, like an 11. It's the Suns at 66 game for the season, 66. Surprisingly enough, 66 is the 11th triangular number. So we can actually probably mark that a light blue as well. Suns looking to get their 53rd win. Let's write that in, see what that comes to. 122, 59, 49, 148. Nothing jumps out. 37. And nothing's jumping out. 37. 55, 57. No. I guess he could get their 23rd loss for the season as they sit on 23 home wins. That can kind of go together. 23. 23 sums to 53. And Suns can get their 53rd win for the season as he get their 23rd loss, sitting on 23 wins at home with a loss. Six, 5, 1, 4, 4, 7. 4-7. Yeah, just not bringing up a whole lot that's jumping out at me. I know 211 is the 47th prime, 47 the 15th prime. I know 311 is the 64th prime. I know 25/6 or 256 is this as a square root of 16. So that could be something for it then. 256 as a square root of 16. 53 is the 16th prime number. Suns can get their 53rd win as they become 256 on the road. 53 the 16th prime, 256 that has a square root of 16. Heat would get their 23rd loss as they sit on 23 home wins. 23 sums to 53. So I imagine that's probably the route it would go for the Suns if they were going to win. So we got both sides there. Let's go on to the Heat versus the Bucks. It almost kind of looks straightforward for the Bucks a little bit. If Bucks were going to win this game, Bucks can become 42-25 for a season record with a win as they get their 24th home win to go with. Bucks would get their 5th win in a row for this season. And how this all ties together is the number 5 sums to 42 and it sums to 24. So Bucks can get their 5th win in a row. Number 5 sums to 42 and 24 as they get their 24th home win, as they get their 42nd win for this season. They would sit on 25 losses for this season as they get their 5th win in a row. And 25 obviously has a square root of 5. So that's how that all ties together. Today has 34-date numerology on the Gregorian. Hawks would get their 34th loss for this season. Hawks coach would get his 45th loss regular season as a coach for the Hawks. Today with 34 and 54-date numerology on the Gregorian. 54 sums to 45. They're just reflections of each other. And what else? I guess to go along with the 5 pattern here, I just now thought of this too. Hawks can get their 21st road loss. And the number 5 sums to 42, 24, and 21. So Bucks can get that 5th win in a row as they get their 42nd win, their 24th home win, as Hawks get their 21st road loss. Believe it or not, Bucks have yet to beat the Hawks for this season. This is their 3rd last head-to-head matchup for the season. So I would think Bucks might be a little motivated to even the score there, unless Hawks are going to sweep the Bucks for the season. And if Hawks were going to sweep the Bucks, this is what it would probably look like. This is the Hawks' 33rd road game. They can sit on 33 losses for the season with a win. Their coach would get his 59th win regular season as a coach for the Hawks. 59 sums to 54. Today with 54-date numerology on the Gregorian. Mark that a dark gray. What else? Oh yeah, Hawks would get their 128th all-time head-to-head win against the Bucks. Today being March 9th, written 3/9, like 39. 39 sums to 128. And then Hawks would sweep 3-0 in their 3rd head-to-head last matchup. 3-0 like 3 in their 33rd away game as they sit on 33 losses. 3, 3s, and 3s. Bucks would sit on 41 wins for the season as they get their 13th home loss. 41, the 13th prime number. Today does have 41-date numerology on the Hebrew religious. The coach would get his 91st regular season loss as a coach for the Bucks. We can actually even put that in a dark blue. 41. The 13th prime number, they get their 13th home loss. Their coach gets his 91st loss regular season as a coach for the Bucks. The 13th triangular number as Hawks get their 13th road win. And then they would sweep the Bucks, believe it or not, if that were the case. So those are some numbers there. So let's look at the Knicks and Mavericks. Knicks versus the Mavericks. Let's start with the home team, the Mavericks. If the Mavericks were going to win this game, We can go ahead and give it to the almighty king of Earth, Lucifer, in their 66th game for the season. They can get their 6th win in a row, 666. All hail Satan. Mavericks would sit on 39. All-time head-to-head losses against the Knicks with a win, as Knicks get their 39th loss for the season, today being March 9th, written 3/9. It is the 82nd all-time head-to-head matchup between these two teams, and 82 also sums to 39. And Knicks get that 39th loss. Mavericks would sit on 39. Mavericks would even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Knicks for the season with a win, as Mavericks sit on 11 home losses with the win, 11-11. The Knicks would become 14-20 for a road record with a loss, 14-20. It kind of looks like the number 142. And if they get that 39th loss, 39 sums to 142. Also sums to a few other numbers, but yeah, they can get that 39th loss on March 9th, 3/9. 39 sums to 142. They could become 14-20 on the road. Looks like a 142. Knicks coach would sit on 68 wins regular season as a coach for the Knicks to go with it being the 68th day of the Gregorian. And then the coach would get his 316th loss as a coach for his career on the 361st day of the Hebrew religious, the 6th day of the 13th month, 613, 361, 316. They're all just anagrams of each other. And that would be the numbers for the Mavericks. If the Knicks were going to win this game, one thing that we can say is we go back to the 82 all-time head-to-head matchups between these two teams. This being the 82nd, Knicks coach can get his 421st win regular season for his career. 421 is the 82nd prime number. So that could be in favor for the Knicks. They would get their 28th win for the season, the Knicks, which is basically just a reflection of the number 82. So we can probably mark that a light blue as well. So 82nd all-time game. Knicks can get their 28th win, reflections of each other. Their coach can get his 421st win, the 82nd prime number. The Knicks can get their 40th all-time head-to-head win against the Mavericks, as Mavericks sit on 40 wins for this season with the loss. Mavericks would get their 26th loss for the season, as the Knicks sweep the Mavericks 2-0, like 20 head-to-head for the season. And if you write out the number 20, 20 sums to 26. It also sums to 28. And Mavericks would get their 26th loss. Knicks would get their 28th win. So let's go ahead and move on to the Raptors and the Spurs. We'll start with the home team, the Spurs. If the Spurs were going to win this game, Spurs coach can get his 1,336th win a regular season for his career, 1,336. Just an anagram of 361, the 361st day of the Hebrew religious. Just an anagram of 613, 6th day of the 13th month on the Hebrew religious. It's the 6th day of the 7th month for the Hebrew civil side, like 67, the 19th prime number. Spurs would sit on 19 home losses with the win, as they get that 13th win at home today with 41 date numerology on the Hebrew religious, 41 the 13th prime number. However, that's a double-edged sword, knowing that Spurs could go ahead and get their 41st loss for the season. But this could be a revenge game for the Spurs. This is their 66th game for the season, the Spurs. 66 is the 11th triangular number. Spurs can even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Raptors, like an 11, as Raptors get their 31st loss for the season, 31 the 11th prime number. And the Raptors, they would sit on 34 wins for the season. They would become 34-31 with the loss. Today does have 34 date numerology on the Gregorian. So those would be some numbers for the Spurs to win this game. If the Raptors were going to win this game, we would look at the date for 3/9, March 9th. March 9th, and the number 39 and the number 35 are identical in all four base ciphers. Today being March 9th, like 3/9. Raptors can get their 35th win for the season as they sit on 35 all-time head-to-head losses against Spurs with the win. Today has 18 date numerology on the Gregorian. Raptors would get their 18th road win to go with. And like I said, Spurs could get their 41st loss. Today does have 41 date numerology on the Hebrew religious side. And then the Spurs would get their 20th home loss for the season as Raptors sweep the Spurs 2-0 like 20 for the season. 33rd away game for Raptors. They can sit on 30 losses, have that 3 connection. They would end their 3-game losing streak. 3-33, sit on 30 losses, 3-3-3-3. And those would be some numbers for the Raptors and the Spurs. Let's go on to the last game here, the Nuggets versus the Kings. The Nuggets versus the Kings. Let's start with the home team, the Kings. If the Kings were going to win this game, some things that we can say is that Nuggets can sit on 39 wins for the season on March 9th, written 3/9. It is the 6th day of the 7th month for the Hebrew Civil, like 67, the 19th prime. Kings can sit on 19 home losses with a win. Nuggets would sit on 19 road wins with a loss to go with. And the Kings coach would get his 19th win as a coach for the Kings regular season. Let's see here. What else? $529. I think that had number properties. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. So this is square 23. 23 square. I guess I could mark the 35. We know that 35, the number 35 and the number 39. 35 and 39 are identical in all 4 base ciphers. Today is March 9th, written 3/9. So it could go against the Nuggets sitting on that 39 wins in their 35th away game. Kings 35th home game could play a favor for the Kings. Kings 68th game for the season. It is the 68th day of the Gregorian. I guess Kings coach can sit on 32 losses as a coach for the Kings with a win, as Kings in their 2-game losing streak, while Nuggets in their 3-game winning streak, like 32 or 23, whichever way you want to look at it. And then he would get his 529th win regular season, which has a square root of 23. 2332. 25th. Kings could get their 25th win for the season in their 35th home game. How does that connect? Well, 25 written out sums to 149, the 35th prime number. So that could be something for potentially for the Kings there. I'll mark that in a dark blue. 25 could get their 35th in the 35th home game. 25 sums to 149, the 35th prime. Nuggets would sit on 39 wins, 35, 39 identical, and all 4 base ciphers. This is the last head-to-head matchup between these 2 teams. So Kings, if they're going to win a game, this could be it. They could win 1 potential game out of the 4. If not, Nuggets are going to go ahead and sweep them 4-0. And if they do sweep them 4-0, Nuggets would get their 40th win for this season. The Kings would get their 44th loss for this season. And again, this is the 4th and last head-to-head matchup for 44, 4-0, 40. Nuggets would get their 4th win in a row if that were to be the case. So a bunch of 4s on the board in favor for the Nuggets. Kings would get their 3rd loss in a row, 4-3-3-4. Today has 34 date numerology on the Gregorian. And today does have 152 date numerology on the Hebrew Civil. 152. King could become 15-20 at home for the season with a loss, which kind of looks like a 152. And I think that might be it. Let me turn on my background light to close out the video. All right. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you guys some insight to these games. I really appreciate everybody on my Patreon page sending me game requests, keeping me busy. I love it. I really appreciate it. Keep it going. And hopefully you guys watching this video on YouTube, this is helping you guys out with your decode for the day, giving you something to start with or add to, or just a quick overview. And I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks today. And I hope you win all the money in the world. Like I said, I appreciate the support, and I'll see you in the next video.